You know who it is, everybody. I'm back once again with another hair tutorial. Today I'm showing you how I achieve these butterfly locks. Alright, so here I am looking all crazy. I actually just took a wig off, but my hair is pretty much freshly washed. I couldn't find my argan oil that I wanted to use, so I just used like some heat protectant oil that I usually use when I blow my hair out. And then on my ends, I added a little Blue Magic, you know, an old favorite, just to keep my ends nice and moisturized. And what I'm gonna do to save time is I'm gonna do individuals in the front, and then in the back I'm just gonna cornrow because we ain't got time to be here all day. All right, so first what we're gonna do is the individuals in the front. Oh, I forgot my gel. 1 second. Today I'm using Jam, another old favorite. Really, you can use anything similar to Jam. I suggest something that doesn't flake but holds. So I'm applying that to the root so it's nice and smooth. I don't really feel like braiding all the way down, so at this point I'm just gonna start twisting because it's faster. Honestly, I've done locks where I didn't even like finish out at all. Like I didn't do a twist or a braid or anything at the end. I just let it go. And as long as it stays, it really doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up anyway. Alright, so finally I'm done with the braiding portion of this hairstyle. They're kind of bouncing up right now, so I had them clipped up that whole time. I decided to do one braid right here in the middle. So this is an individual, and then I have cornrows for the rest of it. And I'll basically be like crocheting these locks in. I'm using Free Tress Water Wave hair in color number 2. Alright, so I've done a few on this side, and I'm going to show you guys how. First thing you want to do is grab one single strand of hair, split it in half, and then split those pieces in half. So you'll end up splitting it into 4 pieces, but you'll put it right back together. And that's just to like break it up so it's not so uniform, because if it's too uniform, you're gonna end up with something that looks more like passion twist than actual butterfly locks. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna take my crochet hook, and I'm doing this front braid so you guys can see. I'm gonna stick it through the side like that. Then I'm gonna take the hair, and I'm not doing like a 50-50 split with this hair. I'm doing one long side and one short side, about like that. I'm gonna use my finger so it makes it easier to get all this hair onto the hook. Close it, pull it through. Then I'm gonna grab the hook, the loop of the hair, and I'm gonna pull that short side through. Just the short side, like that. So at this point, I'm gonna use that short side and kind of measure how long I want it to be. Of course, I want it to match the other ones. So I'm gonna do it like slightly longer. About there is good. Now you're gonna grab your actual braid, your real hair, the short side, and put those together. And then the long side is gonna be the part that you're wrapping around. So I'm gonna take some jam, and I'm gonna apply that to the top of the long side just before I start wrapping. So I'm gonna wrap around, try to do it nice and tight so it's secure. And I'm gonna wrap it around about 3 times. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna start wrapping downward. And you want to be kind of loose and messy with this because that's what you're going for. You want it to look distressed. And what I'm doing now is my first loop right here at the top, and I'll show you guys how I did that. Hopefully you can see it. See that loop right there? Yeah. So the way that you get the loop is you take your thumb and you kind of put it under, you're wrapping the hair around your thumb basically, but you want the hair to split. You don't want to get the whole piece because then the loop is going to be too thick. So have your thumb kind of under a portion of the hair as you're wrapping. Then you're going to wrap it. You don't have to do this, but I find that it kind of helps the loop stay, but you can wrap it over the loop and that kind of locks it in. And then you can kind of let it go and wrap under. And you can see that was kind of a smaller loop. If you want it a little bigger, just leave your thumb in there a little longer. So wrap above the loop and then wrap under the loop. And notice I'm not even moving my thumb until that second wrap comes around. And just make sure you don't pull it tight because then you'll lose it. So I'm just doing this sporadically. I don't want to do it too often because I want it to look natural, and I feel like when you start putting too many loops, it just starts looking a little too crazy, especially once the whole look is completed. You just need a few here and there because once you have multiple locks with a lot of different loops, then it's gonna, you know, it's gonna give you a look. So I'm just continuing this process all the way down. Okay, so at this point I can see that it's about the same length as the one next to it. So I'm gonna start wrapping upwards. I'm gonna put a little more jam on my fingers to help lock this in. And then we're gonna take, so again, make sure it's about the same length. We're gonna take this, the middle piece, and we're going to loop it. You're gonna loop it around your two fingers, grab the hair of the two fingers and pull it through. That's gonna lock it in at the bottom. Again, I just keep making sure it's about the same length. And then I'm gonna start wrapping upwards. All right, so now that I'm closer to the top, I'm gonna give you guys a closer view to exactly what I'm doing. So once again, I'm taking my one strand 4 times to get rid of some of that definition. Then I'm gonna take the hook, I'm gonna insert it sideways like so, and I'm gonna hook that in there. Pull it through. I'm going to put my finger through the loop so I don't lose it. And I'm going to pull the short end, not the long end, short end through, like that. I'm going to take some jam and apply it to the root of the wrapping side. And I'm going to begin to wrap. I'm gonna add my first loop. Again, I'm taking my thumb and I'm gonna wrap the hair. Basically, just keep your thumb in the way. You see the hair is kind of splitting over my thumbnail. And I'm just gonna keep wrapping. I'm gonna wrap over the loop, so higher than the loop, towards the root. And I'm gonna wrap again below the loop. If my thumb's still there, at this point you can take your thumb out and continue wrapping. I'm gonna take a little more jam for the end of this piece, kind of wrap upwards a little bit. And at this point, I am going to loop that remaining part of the middle around 2 of my fingers. So you have kind of a loop there. And you're gonna pull this hair through. just like that. And you have a knot at the end. And then I'm gonna take some more jam, just a little bit. Make sure the hair stays frizzy, it's not too uniform. And then I'm gonna start wrapping this hair upward. And boom, you have a lock. This is the one I just did. Here's your butterfly lock. All right, so I had to go take my makeup off because it was getting real sweaty and nasty. But I'm like on my very, very last lock, and I just wanted to show you guys really quickly how I'm doing these. I'm gonna put it like right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm inserting the hook. The only difference with this is that your natural hair, because you have cornrows, your natural hair won't be in the middle of the lock. So that's really the only difference, but I still wanted to come on here and show you guys what I'm doing. One quick note, I thought that I would shorten the amount of time that it took me to do this by doing cornrows in the back, but I now realize that not only would it have probably been faster if I just did individuals all over, but it probably would have been lighter, because when you have cornrows, you have to like add more locks to cover the cornrows. So yeah, there's a little tip, just do the individuals unless you just aren't good at parting the back of your head like myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below, let me know what you think. And if you want to see me do a tutorial on longer butterfly locks, make sure you hit the like button. If you like what you saw here today, make sure you hit that subscribe button, but don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you don't miss a thing. Until next time.